Okay, for the next 20 minutes I will be talking about joint work and an empirical work with Federico Gatta, Fabrizio Lillo and Sebastian Gemunga called Deviation from Tradition, started back in the era of DeFi, decentralized finance. This is so let's from an introduction. A number of tasks. The previous one, cryptographic statistics of next groups. These make these structures robust to manipulation. Are miscible written code, so there is no intermediate that handle the transaction, no human intermediate. Blockchains like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Avalanche, and so on. So of the work is Ethereum. In 2015 was introduced. It kicks the field of decentralized finance to the so-called smart contracts that these of special kind of programs that are able to run on the blockchain. Decentralized ones. Implemented market making to the transaction liquidity provision. Is the most popular. We focus on it, specifically on 50, the most between the beginning of 2023 and end of 2024. The impulse, a pool is before the other, and we will call these two tokens, token X and token Y. In these pools, will be in the pool on fees in the pool. Important to say that for it, we have different pools with fees. And so, for example, for the DC Ethereum, we have three pools, 0.5%, 0.01, and 0.3%. The liquidity provider that she performs a trade. The swap is the classical trade. Activity and withdrawing liquidity from the pool. The swap between the concentrated liquidity by which you get liquidity to specific price ranges. This is different from B2 and B1, where you have liquidity to all price range, so 0 plus infinity. This is not sufficient. Also, swap is a in the constitution of a product that swap to a cost square, that is the liquidity of the pool. From a swap, the amount of the reserves, because you put a Y token in the tokens, because the is of these reserves. We are shifting this curve upward or downwards. So this is the motivation of this empirical work. The goal was to understand how this new market framework is able to change the statistical properties of reference liquidity. We answer this question by studying these quantities at a very high frequencies. There are some aspects that you already distinguish checks and decks. For instance, checks are based on limit order books, while decks, as I already said, on independent market making. Is the the ratio of the resistance. Transactions are created continuously in time due to the presence of the blockchain. The flow is not continuous, so the orders are grouped in blocks that create specific Ethereum bonds. In cancellation price on the swap move the price. Transaction order, the execution transaction order. This is not guaranteed. Not that if user submit an order and other user submit another order, this is not guaranteed to be keep fixed. Source that I will introduce in the next slide, the order of the transaction before validation. We think of this as for researchers sempre, but also as a point for generative models for automated market maker. The school the establishment transaction order is equal to execution transaction order on DEX. Maximal acceptable get needs to profit to for order on the Ethereum blockchain received by Ethereum node. Full this is just a group for the order before the validation. Each transaction is also a priority fee that is decided by the user. The goal of this priority fee is to enhance the probability of conclusion in the next block of this transaction. Fee is not because not into the technical block builder on the mempool the this new order to the pool monitor the research in few of them that are the most famous ones, you exploiting price matches between different pools, different indexes, but also DEX and that are like front in traditional finance that to swap in order to profit from the price impact of this big swap. Liquidity provision strategy that is called liquidity, in which the fee of the liquidity immediately after. Liquidity, from a statistical point of view, to understand on aggregated quantities. The majority of a simple procedure that just follows the these laws. The liquidity with two of the pool of the swap inject events. The more pools are the one with the this is stable because the liquidity provider that this JIT wants to earn more, and so we focus on the fee pools of the liquidity for the CW in the liquidity on the because the liquidity in the price where the swap occurs in order to obtain the majority of the fees. Was just a little bit more because we collect two classical switch in which we have a front run up swap made by the victim swaps, a back run swap made by the plus switch in front run swap the victim swaps swap to put the always for the USDC WATA the amount this because that does not want to be exposed to the asset after the attack. The capitalization with respect to the fee is quite opposite with respect to the JIT events, because in this case the strategy involves swaps, and so the attacker does not want to allow for swaps. Most important of the presentation in which I will try to explain that it is of the liquidity and so on. Note computed at swap means that the swap occurs in the pool. Forex are peaks the first two times. This is simple because when you use physical beginning transaction for it is with a block. Is we expect next peak at one due to the bounce. We do not think it spread. Would just by Capone and GI in the paper. Into the pool, perform a swap, and the explode is in the opposite direction. To be positive of this the probability of having swap of opposite signs conditioned one time on return and fee time, and one time with return smaller than fee time, and we found that the first one is always greater than the second one, but also if we naively condition the correlation on these two levels of the return in the negative peaks, in the other case, the indifferent that is slightly positive. From sandwich. On between T and T plus, where L is a swap positive. 2 and 3 totally disagreed. okay, okay, what autocorrelation. Traditional finance is also known as the order flow autocorrelation. The order flow is the function is really slowly in our course, both at swap. In this case means that the clock goes on every time is crossed. This is the source of the dynamics. There are two fractions. And the effect says that this persistence in the autocorrelation function is due to the splitting of a smaller one incrementally. It introduces our persistence. Due to a follower leader mechanism, proof is the meta order extension. These two possible for this dynamics. The autocorrelation in two components. And components for swaps, one for swaps is the autocorrelation. This is really different from well situation in which the meta order execution is the prominent component of the autocorrelation function. Because all in of course the developer swapping smaller when for routing. So routing is we want to perform a swap or only swap, you with a pool because they want to perform a specific pool on routing or protocols like one or swap. For your swap, you want to swap the most profitable is, for example, goes from USDC to Bitcoin and then from Bitcoin to Ethereum. Exactly the same results. Okay. Conclusion, of course, a lot of properties that we have found, but of course, for time constraint, I cannot explain everything. Okay. The significant differences between and the due to each blockchain works, specifically the presence of pool and the presence of these features that the order of the transactions. The main is in order mostly due to LF. In pools, we also found that like 1 due to this, 2 and 3 due to sandwich, and the provision event that is half of the means to specifics called liquidity. And just 1 minute more, I want to transition probably. Transition is between the liquids and we divide the swap plastic and swap that did not change the plastic. Integration. That is the dynamics by which the probability to trigger itself is greater than the unconditional probability, that is the horizontal dashed line. See, these peaks 2, these are due to MME strategies. If we this fix disappeared. Okay, with my presentation for your attention.